What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward and other factors out there. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000 more, you're guaranteed 30 in total. And the offer ends at the end of March, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, looking at the market right now, we're looking at this breakout on SPY that's looking quite strong so far. We're seeing a lot of buyers who are continuing to step in, and for now, the bulls have a much larger edge. But the question remains, will we continue to see this, and what's going to affect us at least moving forward? I'll be talking about all of this over the next couple of minutes. But I first want to say that it's very important to talk about some data and earnings first. So as you guys know, today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. At 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m., we have a bunch of bill auctions coming out that could cause a little bit of volatility. Besides that, there's nothing else that's too significant. Now, yesterday was MLK Day and Mr. Trump's inauguration. As of right now, the market's in the green. The market's in the green with this coming out. We're gapping up so far, and we'll see if the market continues to sustain these levels. That's the real question. It's not about will the market pump more. It's more about can we sustain these levels. If we can, then yes, there will be a lot more potential. If not, things could shift, but for now, we are seeing the bulls have a bigger edge. Besides that, I didn't see anything else that was too crazy on the news. We did go over most of this yesterday. For earnings, we had Charles Schwab and 3M announce their earnings. Later on today, we actually have like Netflix, United Airlines, so we have more later on. Charles Schwab did relatively well. They saw the share price go up after earnings have topped estimates on record inflows. That's a good piece of news for them. Their fourth quarter revenue is up about 20% year over year. It's about $5.3 billion, topping estimates of about $5.19 billion. We also had their adjusted earnings per share of about $1.01, also exceeding predictions, with the full year revenue growth of about 4%, surpassing their guidance. So good news for them. Nice growth overall and good guidance, which makes the share price go up. So good job by Charles Schwab. Once again, good move at least thus far. I think they're up like 5% right now during the pre-market. However, despite that, Apple's share price is down right now. The share price is down because the overall iPhone sales have dropped about by 18.2% in China during the December quarter, according to independent research. So not the best of news for them. There's a lot of competition over there, so that's really affecting them. Just want to call that out. Anyways, what do I see right now? So as far as SPY goes, we need to try to sustain the level above this top right here, very close to 600. If SPY loses 600, we're looking for this gap fill back down to 597. So I'm going to be watching this level very, very closely. There's this gap down here. So if we lose 600, we're watching this 597 area. And as long as we're above 600, we have the potential to push up to 602. And if we get above the 602s, which is where this high is right here, I'm looking for essentially 605 and then 608, close to the all-time high. Right now, we're favoring upside, so this chart looks like it wants to be going up closer to like 602. But then we'll see if we can sustain the level up there, because the last time we had 602, we did get a rejection. So for now, we're favoring that SPY wants to push higher towards that resistance, and we'll see if we come back down to fill that gap or not. But we are still favoring more upside for the time being, so watch for this pump to continue just for now. So let's see if 600 holds or not. But for now, SPY is favoring the upside. The QQQ also has a breaking structure right here. We're breaking past this resistance. We're also breaking these highs right over here. If we were to hypothetically lose 522, we're looking for that gap fill. And then we also have these like lower levels down here, all the way back down below 520. But for now, as long as we're above 520 and 522, I think we favor upside. We have a left shoulder headed in the right shoulder. And then if we continue to push, we're looking for essentially the 527.5 area. So I think that the QQQ looks more bullish here. We're favoring, we want to push up to 527, but just be a little bit careful because there's tough resistance between 527 and 530. If we do push all the way up to these highs in the 527s, we'll be watching to see if we come back down to fill that gap. So just be a little bit careful if we do push all the way up there. However, nonetheless, we look bullish for 527 plus as a target. For the Russell 2000, as long as you don't lose 226 to fill that gap back down to 225. As long as you don't lose 226, I think we favor a push for essentially 228.5 dimension to 230. So I think we favor upside on the Russell. So please keep that in mind. For ES, we look bullish. As long as we don't end up losing that very psychological 6,000 area, I think that the chart, is favoring upside. we're essentially 6,100. So I think right now ES looks bullish as long as we don't lose our 20 EMA. As long as 6,000 holds, I think we favor 6,100 plus. If we get below that psychological 200 EMA, the 6,000 area, we could be dipping back down, and we're going to be looking for essentially 5950. But for now, just know that as long as we're above 6,000, we continue to favor 6,100 as a potential target. NQ is looking quite good. If we were to end up losing essentially 21,500, we could be dipping back down towards these lower levels. As long as we're above the support, we have an inverse head and shoulder setup. This could be favoring a push back up to about 22,000. So we look bullish on NQ. For Bitcoin, as long as we don't end up losing 103,500, we're favoring a push back up for 105,000 plus. So I think we're favoring upside on Bitcoin. On Nvda, as long as we can break 140, I think we're looking for 145 as a target. If we lose 137, we could be dipping back down, but I think we're favoring 140 plus. Tesla's looking a bit more bullish. We have a nice little uptrend that's being established right here. I'm looking for this gap over here. There's a gap around that 430 area. So if we do come back down, I'm looking for a bounce. As long as this trend line right here holds, this yellow one, the bottom one, Tesla will continue to uptrend closer to 450. So it is showing a lot of potential as long as this trend line holds though. So if we do come down like this, I want to see it just continue to uptrend like this to get into like the 450 plus area. So that's what we want to essentially see. So we'll see if we could try to hold this trend line. As long as Tesla holds this, we will continue to pump for 450. If we lose this trend line, if we end up losing this like 428 area, we're going to be dipping back down to 418. So be a little bit careful. But as long as it holds, like I said, we will remain bullish. And as of right now, Tesla is more bullish. Apple's a little bit weaker. We got some bad news coming out about those iPhone sales. So if 225 does not hold us, we could be dipping back down to like 222.5, all the way down to where this support is over here. So be a little bit careful with Apple. We're barely holding 225. There's a little bit of weakness on the share price. If we reclaim 227, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 230. Otherwise, 225 is the main support to watch for, and there's downside momentum. For a few more, we have coin. This is looking a bit more bullish, but we have to break past 300. If that breaks, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to about 307. And if we end up failing at 300, we're looking for a dip back down to about 290. So watch those levels very closely. For Amazon has this resistance to watch for at 230. If we could break that, we're going to pump even more. We have a nice double bottom here, and we'll have to see if we could try to get a breakout. So it looks a bit more bullish to me, but we're going to be watching for a test of 230. If we break that, then yes, it will be pumping to about 232. We'll have to see if we could break that or not. And if we end up losing 228, we turn back down. This is favoring 230 plus. It's looking more bullish to me. Meta is looking more bullish. Nice inverse head and shoulder setup. As long as 608 does not fail us, we could be looking for 625 as a target. Microsoft's on a nice uptrend. It could be pushing for essentially 435. And then Google is also looking for essentially 202 as long as 200 holds. With that being said, guys, the market's looking more bullish. It looks like we want to push even higher. But like I said before, the question is, can we sustain the levels we're currently at? With that being said, guys, I'm going to be back in a couple of hours to give you guys another update. I do appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. Until I see you guys again, please have a good rest of your day and be very patient in the market like this. I know it's a little bit annoying when I kind of like go on about how, anything could happen because sometimes the market could be very indecisive, but that's just the honest truth because we have to be very open-minded in a very, very uncertain market sometimes. So I think we're favoring upside. We're like looking more bullish, but whether or not we continue to push depends on if we could hold some key levels. With that being said, thank you for listening. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours, and peace out.